right. Okay, welcome everyone on Groundhog Day on 2/2/22. This is our mystical magical day. So welcome to Chair Yoga. My name is Shauna and this is Adaptive Adventures. So let's start today with a little bit of breath work that's for the heart. And it might be energetically for the heart more than physically, but let's just see how it feels. All right. So situate yourself in your chair so you can feel your sitting bones where you make contact with the chair. And then with an inhale, let your spine lengthen. Think about the crown of the head looking up towards the ceiling. Now it's really hard to keep that unless you pull the navel back and engage the abdominal muscles. And then they become like a strut or a corset that helps you sit up. Because for instance, if I let go, I sink down like that. And so when I engage, that's the difference, lifting up. All right, we'll start with the right hand. Please bring your right hand on your heart. Close your eyes, look down, and just take a moment to feel your own heartbeat. Or if you can't feel it, imagine it. And imagine all the blood coursing from your heart out to all parts of your body. Bringing oxygen to every cell in your body. And then on its return cycle, bringing carbon dioxide away from every cell so we can breathe it out through our exhales. But just giving recognition to this amazing process where we take in air from the atmosphere, filter it through our lungs, send it to the heart where it goes into our bloodstream and then goes to every cell of the body and then makes a return trip back to the heart, into the lungs, gets reconverted back into atmospheric gas, and we exhale it out as carbon dioxide. Frankly, miraculous. And it happens every 3 to 5 seconds, our entire life, from our first breath to our last. So just honoring that for a moment. As you do that, begin to let your breath be a little longer. Exercising patience, letting the inhale sort of linger and slow down as you take it in, and maybe savoring that breath for a moment. And then exhaling as though you're releasing everything, just almost dumping it and letting go. All right, now open your eyes and we'll coordinate breath with movement here. So on an inhale, just take an inhale as you bring your hand out to the side like this. Keep looking straight ahead. We'll change that in a little bit. And then use your exhale just to gently, like you're bringing energy back into your arm. We'll do this 2 more times with your breath. So inhaling and gliding that arm out. Even let the hand drift back a little bit to open up the shoulder if that feels good. And then exhale, bring that energy back and just place it right in your heart. And we'll do it 1 more time. Take it out like that. And use your exhale to draw it back in. All right, now we're going to add the head. So this time when you take your hand to the right, turn your head to the right. Look at your hand and even allow it to go back behind you a little. And invite a little twist if that feels all right. Breathe as you need to, but the next time you exhale, sweep yourself back to center. And again, lovingly put that energy right back into your chest. Inhale, sweep it out and look, follow it with your eyes. And exhale, draw the navel to spine as you exhale and bring it back. Last time like this. Inhale, follow your hand with your eyes. Find that little twist through the spine, the rib cage, the belly, the chest. And exhale, bring it back to the heart. All right, we'll do 1 more variation here. On an inhale, take your hand to the right, but now look to the left. So now you're opening up the chest in a different way. And exhale, bring both back to center now. We'll do this 2 more times. So continually lengthening the breath, finding more space in the lungs. And then exhaling more completely as you bring your hand back. And last time like this. Look to the left, hand as far back to the right as feels good. And exhale, engage the belly and bring everything back. Now relax your right arm. And just for a moment, close your eyes again and feel into the inside of your right shoulder and compare that to the quality of energy in your left shoulder. See if you can find a difference. Take a deep breath while you're directing your breath right into that right shoulder, inflating it almost like a parachute, and then exhaling, let it settle down. And then open your eyes and let's do the left hand. So bring the left hand to your heart. And on an inhale, just swivel that arm out to the side, elbows bent. Any easy position for your arm. And then exhale, bring it back. So we're just starting to warm up the shoulder. Inhale, float it out. You might know that there's liquid inside of our joints, synovial fluid. Exhale, bring it back. And that fluid needs to be warmed up. And it gets warmed up when we move. So inhale, bringing that arm out like this last time. And exhale, bring it back. So imagine that we're starting to create warmth inside that joint and warm it up. All right, now we'll take the hand out to the side, but we'll look to the left. So inhale, look to the left, bring the hand to the left. And exhale, nice and slow, gentle, like we're floating through space, bring it back. You can lower your chin a little if you like when you come to center. And inhale, open up like you're blooming open, take that hand back. And exhale, float it forward. And last time, inhale, float it out like this, looking to the left as the hand goes to the left. Spine is tall. And exhale, bring it back to center. All right. Now the last variation like this, we'll look to the right when the hand goes to the left. So we're progressively and very gently opening up the chest, creating more space for us to breathe. All right, so when you are ready, with your inhale, hand goes to the left, head looks to the right. And exhale, bring everything back to center. This is called heart opening mudra, in case that's interesting to you. Second time, look to the right, hand to the left. Broadening, open up that chest, almost as though your heart is levitating over. And exhale, bring it back to center. Like you're drawing that energy into the heart and absorbing it for just a moment. And last time like this, head to the right, hand to the left. Long exhale, smooth, flowingly, bring it back. Let your left hand relax for just a minute now. And take a pause to feel the energy. Maybe there's a little vibration, sensation, tingling. Just see if anything feels different. All right, now both hands over your heart. On an inhale, take both arms out now. And if it feels good, look up at the ceiling. Take a breath as you need to. My count is slow, so always breathe as you need to. And then when you exhale, bring the right hand and then the left and drop your chin. Inhale, take both arms out again and look up. Even palms to the ceiling, lift the lowest ribs in the heart. And now as you exhale, left hand and then right, and then drop the chin. Round your shoulders just a little bit. Inhale when you're ready, both arms out and to the sides and look up. Lean back a little if that feels good. And now right hand covers the heart and then left. So we're bringing double energy into our heart. And inhaling both hands out. Pause here for a moment and imagine or visualize yourself surrounded by a cloud of healing energy. And as you exhale now, left hand and then right, bringing that healing energy into the body, dropping the head for a moment, feeling a sense of peace. And then inhale and come on back. All right, we've been using the shoulders a lot, but we'll do a little bit more now, maybe just to release them. So let's bring hands to the shoulders if that feels okay. If that doesn't work, you can put your hands on your chest or on your hips, any place that works. But here, I'll demo it with here. Maybe elbows out level with your shoulders if you can. Take an inhale and get a little taller. And now exhale, we're just going to start really small circles, taking the elbows back. And it can be slow and mindful, small. And you can stay right here if this feels good, or if your body feels the capacity to make those circles a little bigger. You can take the shoulders up, back, and down, and just find your version of what feels just right on your shoulders today. Just opening up the shoulders to their potential to move. Yeah, Amanda, if you like the hands here, that can work too. It's really the shoulders. It was just the hands on the shoulders just to get them out of the way, but that's fine like that too. Any way that makes sense. And now pause, let your shoulders relax for a moment if you need to. And we'll do a little bit of forward. And this time when we go forward, let's alternate them like we're swimming. So bring your left elbow and then your right. Your left and then your right. And taking that elbow towards the center line. Letting your torso twist with that movement. Deep breathing here. Finding that place where you feel like you can flow through the movement without resistance. And then we'll come to center. And the last thing we'll do, so again, if hands are tired, they can be down here. You can interlace them behind your head. You can put them on your shoulders, so they can be out to your side. So wherever feels right for your arms, I'm going to put them behind my head for this. My arms are a little tired. So on an inhale, get tall. When you exhale, pull your belly in and just start to do little swings left and right. So little tiny twists, no goal other than just to bring a little bit of ease into the movements of the spine. The rib cage is turning in relation to the hips. So your hips are still facing forward. And your belly, ribs, and chest are just swinging back and forth. But just find what feels right for you. Little twists. Just enough to create some warmth right around the midsection. Okay. And then bring your arms down. All right, I'd like to do a full sun salutation now, and I'll lead us through it. So there's always lots of variations to sun salutations, which is sort of what makes them fun. But what's basic to it is that we'll be doing a little back bend and a little forward fold. So we're starting to find a little bit of suppleness in the spine. All right. So when you're ready, let your arms dangle by your sides. When you're ready to inhale, take your arms wide if that feels comfortable, and take them up as far as feels good to you. You can look up, and again, your arms can be bent. They can be on your head. They can reach up. Now, when you exhale, just bring your arms down to your lap, but try and slide your hands, come into a forward fold, hinging at your hips, and slide down to any degree that's comfortable for you. We're going to stay down here for an extra breath or two. So let your back be rounded. Let your head feel heavy and relax it down. You might feel a little lengthening in your low back. And even draw your chin a little closer to your collarbones so you can let the back of the head be long. While you're down here, shake your head no a few times, and then yes a few times. Just enough to try and release the back of the neck. All right, now see how this feels. We're going to come halfway up. And if you need to use your hands to press on your lap, feel free to do that. If not, we're going to take our arms out like an airplane. So we're halfway up, and here we are with airplane arms. So you might notice you really have to use your abs to stay here. All right, the next time you inhale, reach forward. So you're still about halfway up. You have a really long spine. Your neck is an extension of the spine. Now exhale and take your hands back. You want your thumbs to touch each other. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. So opening up the chest, stimulating the upper back. Okay, now hands on your lap. And if it feels all right, slide down. Now we're going to come up. So if you need your arms to help you come up, then you'll press on your lap to press yourself up. If you don't, then you can take your arms the whole way up. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Now we're going to add one extra little thing here. Take your hands back behind you, either to any part of a chair that you're sitting on or just onto your seat. I'm just going to make fists and press down on the seat behind me. And the idea is you press down with your arms to lift your heart up. And then look up at the ceiling, and we're finding just a little back bend here as we squeeze our shoulder blades together. So this is a counter pose to all the forward folds. And then gently release that and come back to neutral. All right, we'll do a second sun salutation, and we'll add a little bit of twisting and moving to the side. That's what's also nice about suns is you can keep adding on to them. All right. So when you're ready, inhale and bring your arms up. Now, take the right hand and hold somewhere on the left arm if that feels okay. And then when you exhale, let's lean to the right to any degree. Just a little pause there. You might feel the bones of your ribs moving apart a little bit. And then inhale, come up to center and reverse your hands. Left hand holds somewhere on the right arm. We lift up and over. And then come back to center, look up. And then we'll exhale our hands to our lap and slide down on one long exhale or more breaths if you need. Now inhale the arms out into the airplane again. This part will stay the same. Firm your belly to support your back. Then reach forward when you're ready. Extending through the back a little bit more. And now opening up the chest by squeezing the shoulders and the arms back. And now just bring your forearms on your sides. So it's like we're in a little football huddle. We're just kind of hunched up. Leave your right forearm down. And to any degree, take that left arm and invite it up or extend it. Find some space here between your right elbow and your left fingertips. When you exhale, bring that left forearm down. And then when you're ready, the right arm will move up, out to the side, maybe the whole way up. And now push that left elbow down to lift the right fingertips up. And then exhale back down to the lap. And then we'll finish it with our big inhale. Bring it up. Exhale your hands down through the center line. And let's do that little back bend again. If it feels a little easier, you can hold on to the chair rather than pushing down. And you'll lean away from that and lift the heart up. So we're just looking to find a little back bend here. Feel the chest open and the shoulder blades squeezing together. And even the low back, it's moving forward and it's a little bit longer. Lifting up and then exhale and release it down. All right, so when we do forward folds, sun salutations, we're moving forward and back in this axis. But the spine moves in 6 different ways. It goes forward, it goes back, it goes to the right, it goes to the left, and then it rotates to the right and rotates to the left. So those are the 6 directions. So we want to make sure that we at least touch on those each time. So now we'll start with what we'll call the lateral, the side body. So we did a little bit of this in the beginning, but we'll take it a little differently now. So bring your right hand just by your shoulder. Now, on an inhale, just lift that arm up to any degree and notice when your body kind of goes, okay, that's as far as I feel like going today. So just pause, take a breath there. No judgment, just being where we are. And when it's time for you to exhale, just float it back down. So we're moving slowly and gently here. Now we're going to keep doing this, and I will encourage you to see if the arm can reach a little bit further next time. If not, no worries. So when you're ready, inhale, take the arm up, and maybe it goes a little further. And then exhale, nice and smooth, bring it back down. We'll do this a few more times. So inhaling each time, this will give you an opportunity to see if there's a little more space. Sometimes, I know for me, it feels like my body hits the brakes. So come on back. Like it says, okay, that's it. And then if I keep doing it, my body will release and I can go a little further, and there's a whole new territory past that first stopping point. So that's what we're looking for today, to see if there's something past that first point of resistance. Now we'll go up again, and let's stay here for an extra breath. So maybe take the arm as long as feels comfortable and available today. So reaching with that right arm, lengthening all along the right side body, breathing deeply, and then exhaling and bringing it back. And relax that arm down. Now taking just a moment again and compare right and left. All right, let's try it with the left hand now. So left hand is just by the shoulder, kind of like you're waving to somebody, that kind of height. And on an inhale, just take a little tiny movement. Just see, no pressure, just a little movement and see how it feels. And then exhale and bring it back. And when we move in little increments like this, our nervous system really likes it because it's teaching itself as we go a little further each time. So use your inhale like you're floating that arm up, like it's weightless. And lean to the right a little to help it along. And then exhale and bring it back. Now we'll go a little further. And of course, we can always support our arm on our head if that feels good, or if we can lift it, we'll go for it. And then bring it back. We'll be doing this 2 more times. So you have 2 more times to see. So on an inhale, reaching up, maybe going a little further. Give myself a little test here and see. And then exhale and bring it back. And last time, let's just take it up and over your version of this. I'm just a guide, and you find what your body can and will do today. And we'll stay here for an extra breath or 2. You'll find you need to use your abdominals to keep yourself up. Maybe an extra little reach, and then exhale and back. All right, so that's us moving in the sides. So now let's add a little something so that we can get the head and neck a little bit. All right, so let's take the right arm out to the side and then wrap it around the head ever so gently. All right, it can be anywhere. Some people can actually reach their jaw or their ear, or you can hold on to the head. But the first thing I'm going to do instead of going over is to go up. So my hands, I can just sort of reach the skin around my ears. I'm going to lift my ear up. And you might feel some lengthening between your left ear and your left shoulder. Then, once you have that height, you can begin to let the head feel heavy and sink to the right a little bit, but never yanking. And then take your left arm, try your left arm out at a 45-degree angle and let it glide back as far as feels comfortable. And then maybe a couple little circles with the hand, just small circles. A few in one direction, and then a few in the other. And now let's take that left hand, bring it to the small of the back, and exhale, maybe take it over just a little bit. And then look down. Inhale yourself back up and release the arms. Bring them around and pause for just a moment. So neck stuff, you can do so many odd little movements with neck because our neck can do so many things. So no matter where we take our head, there's always a little release waiting for all the motions that it does. All right, so let's try it now. We'll take the left arm up and around, and then folding that elbow and putting the hand any place, just anchoring it any place that feels possible. On an inhale, you lift up and maybe your hand lifts up, and then exhale. So you're not pulling at all. It's really just the passive weight of your arm. So how much does an arm weigh? I don't know, 5 or 10 pounds. And it's just enough to help the head move over. And we're making some distance between the ear and the shoulder on the right side. That's all. So all of these things today, there's no goal, there's no place we're trying to get. We're just gently moving into some sensation. See if you can release a little and maybe find, I have knots all along here. And sometimes when I release, I feel like those knots are coming undone just a little. If you'd like to, you can take that right hand at a diagonal and take it back. And then maybe a couple circles with that arm. Encouraging that right shoulder blade to move down. And then a couple circles in the other direction. And then let's put the right hand at the small of the back, the palm turned out. And very gently just help the head over a little bit more to the left. Tuck that right hand back. Let's just slide that left hand over to the head and push it back to center so we don't overexert, and then just release. Okay, so I'm going to take this motion that we did and we're going to add a little bit more to it now. So let's bring the right hand next to our shoulder, and we'll do as we did the first motion will be familiar. So when you inhale, just take that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Let yourself come over to the left to end. When you exhale, just bring that hand back next to the shoulder. Now, when you inhale, look to the right and reach your arm out. Even lean your body. So we're reaching, reaching, reaching. And then exhale and bring it back. Now we'll inhale and take that hand to the left. So we're twisting and reaching now. And then exhale and bring it back to the shoulders. We'll try that one more time with a little variation. So inhale, take the arm up and over. Exhale, nice and smooth, bring it back. Now this time, take your arm to the right, and if it feels okay, take your right ear towards your right shoulder. If that doesn't feel good, you can look down or look as we did initially, just to the right. But if this feels okay, it's a little bit more on the neck. And then we'll bring ourselves back. And then we'll take it to the left one more time. Pull the belly in and reach, reach, reach to the left. And then bring it back. And take your hand down. Okay, left side. So left hand by the shoulder. Think about when you inhale, expanding your rib cage. So let your rib cage get broad and expand as you lift that left arm up to any degree, lean to the right. Let your head and neck relax. Nice and smooth, like you're washing a mirror. Bring your hand back by your shoulder. Now this first time, let's just look to the left as we take our arm out to the left. Maybe even lean a little to the left, like we're reaching for something just past our reach. Exhale, bring it back to your shoulder. And now we'll take that arm over to the right. Find a little twist. Try and get taller, lift your heart up, even though we're twisting. And then exhale and bring it back to center. Let's do that again with our variation. So inhale and let that elbow feel like there's helium in it. Just float up and then maybe lengthen through the air. Exhale and bring it back. Now this time, take your arm to the left, and you have options with your head, but you can try left ear towards left shoulder. That feels good, reaching out. Letting that right shoulder be heavy. and then bringing that back. And now the last one, take that hand and really pierce through the air. Take it over to the right. Pull your belly in, lift your heart up. And then exhale, bring it back, and release your hand down. Let's do a little wrist release now. Take your hands and turn the backs of your hands towards each other. I hope this makes sense. I'll come a little closer to the screen maybe. Right. So the backs of your hands are touching. Now we'll see how this works. Roll your hands so now you're looking at the palms of your hands and your little fingers are touching. And now roll the heels of your hands together until the thumbs touch. Bring your index fingers together. Bring the back of the hands together and take the fingertips down and around. And so what we just did, you're rolling through your hands, the backs are touching, and then you're coming around. All right, so this opens up your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists. So just finding a way that you can rotate a bit like this. Yeah. Let's do one more in this direction. And then come together. Now, let's see if we can do it in the opposite direction. So we're going to turn the back of the hands together. And now this time we came forward. So now we're going to go away from, well, no, I guess we did it. Yeah. Take your fingertips and point them to your heart and down. That's it. And then bring it around. So we point in, down, and around. In, down, and around. Yeah, in, down, and around. I know it's a funny little thing, but it's really brings some fluidity to your wrists. One more time. And then just shake your hands out. Jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, I'll go back to my chair. All right, I always like to include some things to strengthen the abdominals. And our abdominals are our core muscles. And so the way that we strengthen them is by taking ourselves off balance, because then our muscles have to engage to try and keep us balanced. So we'll do this. Let's take a big inhale. Take your arms as wide as feels comfortable today. And then when you exhale, bring the left arm under the right and hug yourself. Maybe you can walk your hands around or hold on wherever's comfortable. So the right arm is on top. So we'll start by leaning over to the right. Now maybe look down and begin to glide over that right knee. And then nice and slow, move over to the left. So you're over the left knee, looking down. And now we're going to pivot. So your right shoulder is going to be higher than the left. And it's going to lead you up and around. Now you can imagine this is called around the world. So let's try this 2 more times. You do it with your pace, what feels good. But you want to do it slowly, mindfully. Try and keep your abdominals engaged to protect and support your low back. You can add your head, moving your head along with the directions. So looking on the side, looking down to the other side and up. And after the 3rd time, come back. Stay in center when you're done and release your arms. Inhale your arms really wide. And this time, left arm comes on top of right. All right. So hugging ourselves to the left, we're going to move to the left first. Take it down, look down, start to move towards your left knee. Take it slowly over to the right. Go past the right knee and then let your left shoulder start to lift, come up to the center. And now try that a few more times. Finding your pace, looking to find the smoothest motion you can. If there's any place that feels a little sticky, you can pause or linger there. Or sometimes I'll do small movements back and forth just in those sticky areas. Let's try one more circle. And then inhale and come back. And release your arms. All right. Now, another way of engaging the abdominals is just to move forward and back. So we'll try that. So you can have your arms down. So on an inhale, lift up. I like to press hands down to lift up, get the spine tall, and you'll firm your belly. When you exhale, we're just going to lean back, keep our back as straight as we can, and lean back, only going to the point where you can still bring yourself back. But when you find that place, and you might notice your abdominal muscles really tightening, you'll pause. And the next time you exhale, use your exhale almost like fuel to bring yourself back to center. Then we'll inhale and get tall. And use your exhale to move back. So we're always moving on exhales here to make sure that we're engaging our abdominals. And then pause for as long as feels all right for you. And the next time you exhale, bring yourself forward. We'll try this like this one more time and then we'll vary. So inhale, lift up, firm the belly, exhale and lean back. It'll be a very small movement. The abdominals will still need to work. And then your next exhale brings you back to center. All right, now this is suggesting our cat-cow. Our cat-cow, we're actually rocking on our pelvis forward and back. And the inhales bring us into a little back bend. And the exhales take us into a rounded back. So let's try that. But then we'll slowly move around like if this is the dial of a clock. So we'll change the axis of the movement. So when you're ready, on an inhale, tilt your pelvis forward. Like if you had a tail, you'd be sticking your tail out the back. Bring your lowest ribs forward, then lift your heart up, push against your lap, lift your chin and look up. And feel that back bend in your back. The next time you exhale, starting at your tailbone, if you had a tail, tuck your tail between your legs, round your back, pull the belly in, and drop your chin. So sometimes they say it's like a Halloween cat when we're arching our back. And now with your breath, find the movement. So you'll roll across your pelvis, set the tailbone, and then lift up on your inhale. And when you're ready to exhale, you'll round your back, take it back and down, chin to collarbone. Let's try it like this one more time. Take it forward and up. And then exhale, round it and take it back. Now come to center. And let's just, before we do the sort of clock, let's move our ribs a little bit. So our rib cage is right here. And so what we want to try and find is if we can move that rib cage in relation to our hips. So see if you can move your ribs over to the right, forward, to the left, and back. So I like to think of it like a churning motion. Again, just see what's possible. I always say it's kind of like a hula hoop. The thing I could never do anyway, but so just moving your torso and trying to accentuate the movement of the ribs if that's available to you. Let's do one more in this direction. So notice which direction you're going. Come back to center and pause for just a moment. And then take it in the other direction. Try and exhale when you move back. Inhale when you're coming forward. And when you coordinate the breath with your movement, it might help make the movement a little bigger and smoother. Let's do one more time. And then come back to center. All right, so now challenging the abdominals, we're going to take ourselves off center in lots of different ways. So we'll start the way we did with the cat-cow. So inhale and just come forward. Stick your tail out the back. Exhale and go straight back. Stick your tail between your legs. Now when you inhale, if this is a clock, we're going to go to 1 o'clock. So you're going to go just a little to the right of center. And then you exhale and take it just a little to the left of back. Let's do that one more time, just a little diagonal. So leaning forward and then rounding and taking it back. All right, now we're going to do just a little bit more. So we're going to go to 2 o'clock and just lean out to the right a little bit. And then leaning over to the left, almost sideways, but not quite. So a little deeper diagonal, firming the belly, especially as you come back. All right, now we're going to go to 3 o'clock. So we're just going to go straight over onto our right sit bone. You can even pick your left sit bone up, then land on the left sit bone, maybe pick the right one up. So we're going between 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Back and forth a few times, picking up one hip and then the other. All right, now let's go to 4 o'clock. So we're going to go just a little bit behind sideways and then a little bit in front of sideways. So we're going between 4 and 10. A little bit back and forth. This is so good for your low back, for your hips, also for your abdominals. Right? Okay, now next time we're going to go to 5 o'clock. So we're almost straight back, but not quite, still a little to the right. And then we'll go to 11 o'clock. So a little to the left of center. So a little to the right, a little to the left. And now guess what we get to do? We get to go right straight back to 6 o'clock and full on forward to 12 o'clock. So try that a few times. Allow your low back to flex and extend, inviting movement from your tailbone up to the crown of your head. And then gently bring yourself back to center. Now we did bigger circles before. Let's end with little circles. So make tiny little circles with your hips. Just really small movements. Going from one sit bone to the other. Keeping your spine tall. Like you're a little sapling with a little bit of breeze. Pause. And then let's do a couple little circles in the other direction. So we're just quieting the body down now. Bringing it back to center. Back to balance, back to symmetry. Pausing right in the center. Bring your hands together if that feels okay to you in front of your heart. So coming back to the heart where we started. Closing your eyes. Dropping your chin just a little, but let the back of the neck feel long. Let your chest feel full and open. The spine is tall. The belly is strong. And let your shoulder blades slide down your back. So really soften. And then just put your focus into that space between your shoulder blades. So right behind your heart. On an inhale, let that space expand. And on an exhale, soften and release. Try that for 2 more breaths. Inhaling, broadening the upper back, making space. And exhaling, drawing the navel in, letting the upper back relax. And just one more time. And then taking a moment, eyes closed, chin lowered. Just taking a moment to thank yourself, thank your body, be appreciative of this life, the life force that flows within us. Thank each other for coming to class. Thank Adaptive Adventures so that we can gather today in what's called Sangha, which means good company. So we gather in good company and explore yoga today. The light within me sees and honors the light within each of you. Namaste.